Good afternoon, everybody. I'm excited to share this public service announcement with you today. My name is Matt Everett. I'm going to be talking today about being engaged at work, how we struggle as a community to be engaged, a couple of statistics on what proves we're losing out on by not being engaged. I'm going to share a few of my own personal work examples where I was and wasn't engaged and how I was able to see some improvement there, as well as give a couple of tips that I've found that have been proven ways to increase productivity and help you be more engaged employers and employees. So according to the Pareto principle, 20% of all workers do 80% of the work. Now that stinks if you're one of those 20%. Now you're going to be making a lot more than, say, those other people if you're in sales or in a job that pays you based on your production. But I think that's one of the main reasons why we struggle with that principle of being engaged at work. You can tell that 80% of people aren't engaged. Now, according to the Gallup Research Center, the percentage of engaged workers in the United States, those who are involved in, enthusiastic about, and committed to their workplace, is now just 34%. Sadly, that's the highest Gallup has reported since the year 2000. So that's the highest. So that means that 46% of the rest of the workers are not engaged. They may generally be satisfied, but are not cognitively and emotionally connected to their work and the workplace. They will usually show up, do the bare minimum that is required, and then leave for a company that'll pay them slightly more. I've had that happen several times where they're like, they'll pay me more because they need somebody. But it's not, because if you're engaged at your work, you'll stay and you'll be loyal to your work. Now, I wanted to talk about a couple of things that have helped me to be engaged at work. These are actual proven tips from Gallup, from Forbes, that have actually been proven to improve customer and employer engagement. So the number one tip that is called using strengths to help you be more engaged. So the Gallup Center, they put out what's called a personality strength assessment. In that assessment, it categorizes you and your top strengths, helps you focus on those things. Now, a strength, you may not know what a strength is. You may think, oh, it's because I'm really buff, or I'm really smart, or I'm good at math. But Gallup defines a strength as an individual's innate pattern of thought, feeling, and behavior. Strength-based development helps people apply their strengths to increase productivity. So what we want to be able to do is help people, and Gallup wants to help people use their strengths, the things that they are naturally good at, to be engaged at work. Now, that may sound funny, but I personally believe in this. I sold pest control door to door for 3 years, and I took this assessment that Gallup created and I put it to the test. I figured out what I was good at, and when I was struggling at work, I realized that I wasn't focusing on things that I was naturally good at. And once I changed that to then be more focused on those things, I was able to improve immensely. I actually tracked, for one summer, I specifically focused on my strengths and met with a coach to help me focus on those strengths. We went over those things week by week. I was able to see a 25% increase in my sales quota for that entire summer, which resulted in making $15,000 more dollars. So it totally works. I've actually seen it in play. Now, the next thing that I want to talk about is having a mentor. Forbes magazine says that the benefits of mentoring are myriad. For individuals, studies show that good mentoring can help lead to greater career success, including promotions, raises, increased opportunities to embrace mentoring are rewarded with higher level of employer engagement. So more of their employees are engaged when they're working with a mentor. It says that mentoring has proven so beneficial that 71% of all Fortune 500 companies now offer a mentoring program to their employees. I personally have a mentor that my company helped me find and helped me work with, and I meet with him once a month to go over some of my goals, to go over anything that I may be struggling with, and it helps me immensely because I'm able to be accountable for my actions. And when I do that, I'm more engaged because I know what I can work on. I know there's somebody that's already been where I've been, that struggled with the things I've struggled with, and can then work with me one-on-one to help me. Now, the last thing that I find to be super helpful to be engaged in work, I work in sales, so a lot of these things pertain to my work, but in your work as well. I believe that having a positive incentive program is crucial for employees, especially in sales, to be engaged. My boss has in the past set different incentives where you have to meet it, you have to get a certain number of sales or you don't meet it. And only one person gets that, so the top salespeople. And a lot of times those that aren't, those top 20 performers, just know that they're not going to get it. So that instantly takes away their motivation. Now what I've seen is my boss, he started everybody with a $500 bonus, gave that to them, and then said, if you don't do this, we'll take $50 of that away a day. So that actually, we all had the opportunity to have that bonus, and then we were able to reach for that. And so that personally helps me to be more engaged. I think our employers need to be aware that not only are we more engaged with money on the line, but we're also more engaged when we see progress. So I invite you, one, to use your strengths to be more engaged at work. To two, find a mentor that'll help you to be able to be accountable. And three, find things that incentivize you personally. Now I know that these things will work because I've seen them work in my own life and in my own career. And I invite you to be more engaged and hope you enjoyed my public service announcement. Thanks. Bye.